Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and another horror movie night. Tonight I will be reviewing Jason X from 2001, directed by James Isaak from a script by Todd Farmer, starring Kane Hodder, Lexa Doig, Ryder, Chuck Campbell, Melyssa Ade, Peter Mensah, Kristi Angus, and David Cronenberg. Now, this film is one of those films where, you take the slasher villain and put them in space. This was done in Hellraiser, putting Pinhead in space. They did it with Leprechaun. And ironically, John Carpenter was wanting to do this same kind of a thing with Michael Myers. Thank goodness good taste prevailed on that one. But I don't know. I think Michael Myers in space would have probably been better than some of the shit that we got from 2018 onward. But we're not here to talk about Michael Myers and Halloween. We're here to talk about Jason. And James Isaak actually directs a fairly competent science fiction film here, with the ridiculous addition of Jason Voorhees in it. And I would have fully accepted this whole premise and the whole thing had they given us the Uber Jason that we see in the final 5 minutes of the film, fully throughout this whole film, because that design on Jason is badass. I love that design on Jason. He just looks so badass, and should have been a worse killing machine than any Jason we've ever seen. But as it is, he doesn't get, I don't think he gets any kills hardly in this film. It's all basically the regular Jason that is getting all the kills in this film. So, but the plot, if you want to call it that, Lexa Doig and David Cronenberg's Dr. Wimmer are working to try and weaponize, or at least David Cronenberg is trying to weaponize Jason, figure out what makes him tick, figure out how he's able to survive through all of the shit that he's gone through throughout these films. And they can create an army based on him, possibly. Of course, Lex's character of Rowan completely is against all of this. And eventually Jason escapes from his confines and goes on a short spree of killing these soldiers and David Cronenberg's character of Dr. Wimmer, and is cryogenically frozen alongside Rowan for many, 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 many years. And into the way into the future is when Chuck Campbell's character, along with Melyssa Ade, and Chuck Campbell's character of the robot, Lisa Ryder's character of KM14. They all come across this area where Jason was frozen, and they end up taking him onto their little craft. And it sets up what we get for the rest of the film, which is basically Jason playing the alien character, killing off these stupid idiots one by one. The only one that is really smart out of these is Lexa Doig's character of Rowan, and of course Peter Mensah's character of Sergeant Brodsky. It irks me that Peter Mensah has to have this on his credit, because I really like him as an actor. I think he's really good, and Lexa Doig is a good actress as well. Kane Hodder, I feel bad for him that he didn't get to play the Uber Jason that is promised by all the big trailers for this film. But from the way he talks about how cumbersome and hard that outfit was to wear, I'm sure he's not too bent out of shape over it. But this is just a, goofy kind of premise, taking Jason and moving him into a direction that it didn't need to go in. And I respect James Isaak, his style that he came up with for this film. It's very stylistically shot, and there are some really cool little sequences in here, such as Jason, when he first wakes up, the way that he kills Kristi Angus's Adrian. That is, and it was on our list for the top 10 greatest slasher movie kills. So that is a big thing for this film to have a top kill in it. But it still doesn't make it a really good Friday the 13th film. I would have liked to have seen more use out of a great actor like Peter Mensah as Sergeant Brodsky, because while he's on screen, he brings a level of coolness, and he raises the film is here. And when Peter Mensah's on screen, it raises it up to here. When he's off, it drops back down. So I really wish he would have gotten more screen time and would have been a bigger character than some of these goofy, idiotic characters that we get in this. Todd Farmer's script is just so juvenile, just trying to have fun with the goofy premise. And Todd Farmer, as an actor, is the poor man's Stone Cold Steve Austin. And he plays a role in this as well, and ends up getting killed by Jason. But his kill isn't as good as his little buddy. He's got this little long-haired friend of his that they're playing this game with. And he ends up getting killed alongside this guy. But that guy gets a pretty good little death. I like that kill. That was pretty cool. And there's a couple of other really cool kills in here, like the drill kill. A character later on, when they find him, they report back to Brodsky and say,
"He's screwed."
Stuff like that. It's moments like that that the film works. But most of it doesn't really hit the same way as some of those scenes that do work, in my opinion. So, my final review of Jason X from 2001, I am going to give this film a 6.9 out of 10. It is not the worst of the Friday the 13th film series, but it's definitely not the best either. But what do you guys think of Jason X? Do you agree with my review? Do you disagree? Let me know in those comments down below. And If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell icon so you can be notified about future videos just like this one. And while you're by the subscribe button, click that join button and become a Dark Knight fan.
Well, that's it for another horror movie night. If you missed last week's horror movie night video, you can check it out in the link above. Or if you have missed any of our videos on horror movie night, check out this playlist and you can check out anything that you've missed.